Hey there, YouTube. I'm going to be helping airsoft players and people in general how to make a plate carrier fit you better if it's too big. This is mainly for skinny guys, or if you just accidentally maybe order the wrong size of plate carrier. So basically, I'll show you what you do not want to happen with your plate carrier. So this is one of my plate carriers that I own, just a cheap one from China. And when I got it, it did not fit at all. It's loose, and it bounces around when I run, and if you have any sort of weight, it just doesn't fit. I'll show you what I mean. So, as you can see, there's a lot of room here between here in my chest, and as well here in my stomach. Kind of just jiggles around everywhere. It doesn't stay. When I lift it up, it just falls right back down. Now, the first step that you can do to help that is simply make some cardboard plates and just put it in your plate carrier. Most of the time, I'm willing to bet that will solve your problems. However, it will not always solve your problems, as I'll show in my other vest. But for now, this should solve the bulk of your problems. Put one in the back too. I know a lot of people don't like to put it in the back, but for me, personally, it makes it fit a lot better. And I don't really have any reason to not do it. So, especially if it still isn't fitting. Now, if you're watching this video and you're like, man, I already did that. This guy is just telling me what I already know. Well, I will tell you some things that you might not know with my IBA and how I made it fit me. But for now, I'll just put this on and show you how plate carrier should fit. Now there isn't really any room between my chest and the plate carrier and my stomach. Of course, I can move it. You don't want it to be like constricting your breathing or anything, but you want it to be tight. But the main difference, as you can see, is when I pull it up, it doesn't fall right back down. It stays there. And in my opinion, that is pretty vital in fitting a plate carrier well. As you can see, it also looks a lot better. It looks a little thicker and more rigid, more realistic. Now, if that still doesn't work, like for me personally, it didn't work in my IBA, what you can do then is, especially with the IBA, there are the plate pockets, obviously, here, but there are also the soft armor pockets here. And basically what I did was, I couldn't afford soft armor, and there isn't much of a reason for it in airsoft, but I just cut foam, as you can see, kind of in the relative same thickness as soft armor, and I cut it to match the panels here, here, and here. That did solve most of my problems, but not all of them. So that's where there's another handy little trick that comes into play. So basically, it still wasn't fitting, and I'm like, man, I think I wasted my money on this. And what I did then was, I just got a little creative. As you can see, the IBA has these little MOLLE strips where you adjust it. I'm not going to unadjust it because that'd be kind of pointless. I think you get what I mean. But basically, what you can do is you can attach a MOLLE pouch from here to there. Preferably, it can be whatever you want, but I'm using, for instance, this 40mm grenade pouch. And basically, all you do is it's a little dark. Let me turn on the light. So all you do is you weave the pouch on the strips here and here, and that will squeeze the two sections closer together, and it will make it fit better. And if it's still not fitting, you can do it instead of here, you can do it here, and then that will squeeze it even tighter together, and that'll make it fit really nicely. If you don't have like this section kind of layout like the IBA does, and you have like an actual cummerbund, the same principle kind of applies. For example, let's say this was my cummerbund right here, and it wasn't the the back of the plate carrier. Let's say I have a molly pouch that normally would connect from this one strip to this strip. What I can do is instead of just connecting it to these two strips, I connect it from this one to here, squeezing the cummerbund closer together, so in effect it's of less length. Therefore, it should fit better. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you really found something of use in this video. For me, I know it was a pretty big problem having a 33-inch chest and 27-inch waist. It's pretty hard to find plate carriers that can actually fit you without modification. Now, unfortunately, if those tricks don't work, the only thing you can really do from there is to actually permanently modify your vest in the form of cutting it up and re-sewing it or doing whatever. But that should solve the 3 tricks I showed you. Should solve 99% of your problems. If you have any questions or whatever, you need some help, I'd be happy to answer you in the comment section. Thanks.